Over the last few months, I've been dropping dozens of shorts showing you the best gear, the hidden buffs, and the secrets buried inside Pywel. But as much as I love showing you how to break the game with a level 6 drill or lightning gauntlets, those 60-second clips can only tell half the story. It's time we talk about the bigger picture. I've spent a ton of time in this world, and I'm convinced that Pearl Abyss has just created a massive problem for the rest of the industry. What we're playing right now isn't just a game, it's a foundation. I've been quiet on the long-form front for a while, but Crimson Desert is the game that finally changed that. We're at an inflection point. Pearl Abyss is quietly transforming this title into a platform that's going to dominate the next decade of open-world RPGs. Between the multiplayer leaks confirmed at the CEO level, the actual physical regions hidden just outside our current map, and a development pipeline that is moving faster than any Western studio I've seen in years, the future of this game is far bigger than most people realize. Today I'm putting the shorts aside for a minute to give you my unfiltered thoughts on the roadmap, the tech, and why Crimson Desert Chapter 1 was just the beginning. I'm DPGG. We've got lots to talk about, so let's dive in. To understand where they're going, you need to understand what they achieved. This wasn't a safe bet. It was a brand new IP with no sequel safety net and no existing fanbase to leverage. Before this, Pearl Abyss was known exclusively for Black Desert Online, but they didn't chase a live service cash grab. They launched a premium single-player experience with 0 microtransactions and a world that rivals the scope of Red Dead Redemption 2. That was an enormous risk, and it paid off. 5 million copies sold, and not slowly. 3 million in the first 4 days. But the number that actually matters? The post-launch retention curve. 1 month after release, the game was still holding 90,000 concurrent players just on Steam. In an industry where most single-player games bleed 70% of their players by week 2, Crimson Desert held its own, drawing direct retention comparisons to Elden Ring. The industry was watching to see if a specialized MMO studio could make the jump to AAA single-player dominance. The answer was a very loud yes. This is the part that other developers are terrified of. Pearl Abyss isn't treating this like a ship-and-forget product. They are treating it like a live product, but without the live service monetization. No battle passes, no cosmetic shops, just free updates delivered fast, based on what we actually want. Look at the rhythm. Patch 1.01 hit within 9 days with faster travel. 1.02, just 2 weeks later, had 80 bug fixes. 1.04 gave us full difficulty settings, but patch 1.05, which just dropped, is where the real future starts. This brought the Rematch system and the Re-blockade system. This is the game's first real endgame combat loop. They are actively deepening territory systems and faction dynamics. They aren't just patches, they are new gameplay systems. This velocity is their competitive advantage. They have patience and resources, and given their financials, it's a strategy they intend to ride all the way. Now we get into the confirmation and the very strong signals. When was the last time a gaming community discovered actual physical geography hidden just beyond the map boundaries? Data miners have confirmed that the world of Pywel doesn't just end at the visible border. Terrain geometry and deliberate construction continue far beyond the playable zone. This is the kind of work developers only do when they know they're going to use that space later. You don't render collision for empty void. We are confident in a maritime expansion. Naval mechanics, ship customization, and new island regions are perfectly aligned with what Pearl Abyss has officially stated about their future direction. Expanding scenarios, not just paid story packs, and the roadmap through June 2026. It includes new skills for characters beyond Cliff, Anka and Damien. When a studio deepens the core mechanics of side characters, they are signaling two things: story importance or character selection in new modes. Which leads us to the single biggest question: multiplayer. Yes, the CEO confirmed it is on the table. The team tested it internally and decided not to ship it because hardware limits forced graphical sacrifices. That's not a closed door, that's a wait until the tech is ready. And given that they hit their sales benchmark of 3 million copies in a single week, that conversation has moved past if and into when and how big. Imagine a GTA online style, standalone component on top of this world and combat system. This wouldn't just be an update, it would transform Crimson Desert from a premium title into a sustained long-term revenue platform. It's the single most critical commercial decision they'll make. So can they keep this up? Absolutely, because Crimson Desert wasn't just a game release. It was the moment Pearl Abyss paid the price of admission to the top tier of global game development. They spent 7 years building their own proprietary engine, the BlackSpace engine, while trying to build the game at the same time. The first run is always the hardest, but now, the factory is complete. The physics, the rendering, the open world architecture, it's all done, tested, and optimized. Pearl Abyss confirmed that future titles like DokeV will take significantly less development time because they inherit all of this technological foundation. This is what standardizes my bullish take. We aren't just investing in one game, we are watching a studio that just built an entire ecosystem. When From Software launched Dark Souls in 2011, they shifted from niche cult developers to the defined cultural conversation of the decade. Crimson Desert just might be Pearl Abyss's Dark Souls moment. The standard has shifted, Western studios are feeling the pressure, and if you aren't paying attention to what Pearl Abyss is doing, you're missing the future. The multiplayer is coming, the new regions are coming. Chapter 1 is over. I can't wait to see what Chapter 2 holds. Join the conversation in the comments below. Which upcoming feature are you most hyped for? The Naval DLC rumors, full-scale multiplayer, or are you just here for DokeV? Subscribe to DPGG for more. I'll see you in Pywel.